Jessica Chastain, oof, one of my biggest Hollywood crushes. Hey everyone, welcome to the top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 favorite Jessica Chastain movies. Yes, the movie Molly's Game that is written and directed by Aaron Sorkin that stars Jessica Chastain. It just got a wider release in this past upcoming week and stuff, and I thought to celebrate Molly's Game, I thought I'd do my top 10 personal favorite Jessica Chastain movies. And yes, I love Jessica Chastain. Love her acting, love her movies, and she is just a really gorgeous human being, one of my biggest Hollywood crushes, and I thought it'd be an awesome idea to do a top 10 of my favorite Jessica Chastain movies. So yeah, let's not waste any more time. Here's my top 10 favorite Jessica Chastain movies. And yes, and as always, before our top 10 list, you gotta have your honorable mentions. And my honorable mentions are Coriolanus, Madagascar 3, The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, The Help, Wild Salem, The Zookeeper's Wife, The Zookeeper's Wife, there we go, and Lawless. All great films, just couldn't make the top 10 list, but what did make my top 10 was my number 10. And my number 10, I think it's her only horror film she's ever played in. I might be mistaken, but I think it is. And that's the movie Mama. Mama is a really, really, really good film. Yes, this director directed a better film this last year. Actually, I was supposed to say this year, but it's 2018 now, not 2017. He directed It. It was awesome, a better film, but Mama was still a really good film with good atmosphere, pretty creepy scenes, unsettling scenes. It has Nikolai Walter-Costin from Game of Thrones, Mr. Jaime Lannister. Jessica Chastain really makes this film. She is really good in this film. I love her chemistry with the two little girls. Really creepy, unsettling ending. It has some pretty creepy effects. Some of it look a little dated, but yeah, and this movie just came out a few years ago, but they already look dated. But it's a good movie with decent atmosphere. It's a decent, entertaining horror film with a good performance by Jessica Chastain, and definitely one of her better films. Coming in number 9 is The Debt. The Debt is such an underrated spy thriller. This is so good. This is directed by John Madden, and it stars Sam Worthington, Jessica Chastain, Helen Mirren, Tom Wilkinson and stuff, and this is a really great film. It's two stories. It's the three lead characters when they're older, like when they're really old with Helen Mirren and Tom Wilkinson. Then it's the three characters when they're younger and they have to do this mission for their government and stuff. They have to track down this doctor and stuff who basically is like a terrorist and stuff, and they kidnap him, and when they kidnapped him, they start interrogating him, but he won't give them any answers and stuff. Basically, something happens with this guy that they have kept hush-hush from the government for a long time. They said they killed him, but really, he escaped them when they captured him and everything, and just, this is a really intense and very intriguing spy story. Loved this film. John Madden's direction was great. Jessica Chastain was so freaking good. The scene when she's like being the patient and stuff and she has to like capture the guy, really intense scene stuff, and even Sam Worthington was decent in the film. Tom Wilkinson is really great, Helen Mirren, all great performances in this film. It has a very good ending, an ending that I did not see coming, and yeah, this is a really great film, a very overlooked film. Most people, when I talk about this movie, no one's even heard of this film, which is a shame because it's a really great film. If you've not seen it, check it out, it's good. Coming in number 8 is a Terrence Malick film, which doesn't usually happen because I could take it or leave it when it comes to Terrence Malick, but I actually genuinely love this film, and that's The Tree of Life. The Tree of Life had Jessica Chastain, Sean Penn, and Brad Pitt and stuff, and this is mostly Terrence Malick's film, not Jessica Chastain, but she is still very good in this film, and she is a crucial role in the film. She's one of the lead characters. But this is the Terrence Malick film. This is all visual storytelling, atmospheric storytelling stuff, and yeah, it's all about interactionalism, symbolism, and everything, and all that shit. It's very Terrence Malick, very artsy, very art house. Sometimes Terrence Malick is amazing when he does movies like Badlands or The Thin Red Line, and then other times he is awful and pretentious, like Knight of Cups, Into the Wonder and stuff. Absolutely awful and a travesty of films. Tree of Life, a lot of people call it very artsy and pretentious. I think this is actually a very, very uplifting story, very interesting story, very intellectual, very smart. This is very clever filmmaking in this film, and I can't help but admire it. The cinematography is fantastic, the visuals are fantastic, even the performances, especially by Jessica Chastain, are all really great. This is one of these very non-linear storytelling kind of films that I actually do enjoy. I don't always like these kind of like non-linear abstract stories. I don't always can get into them, but if they're done properly, I can really love them. And this one is very well done, and it's so well constructed and so well executed, and the performances are also great. I absolutely love it. And it's definitely one of the great films Jessica Chastain was in. Even though it's more of a Terrence Malick film than a Jessica Chastain film, she's still in it, and she's still great in it. Coming in number 7 is a film she did in 2016, a film I don't think anyone ever saw, which is a shame because it's a great film, and that is Miss Sloane. Miss Sloane is such a great, intense, political, dramatic thriller. It's a lot about women's rights too, but it's a lot about I don't know if I could spoil anything, but it's a lot about certain crimes that are committed and stuff, and I don't know, I can't spoil this film. Go into this movie not knowing a thing, like I did. I watched this movie about a year ago, and I had no idea what it was about. I had no idea. I just knew Jessica Chastain was in it, but I didn't know the story. I didn't know anything it was about. And then when I watched it, I'm like, oh my god, that was interesting. My god, that was really fucking good. And it is. Jessica Chastain's fantastic. Even Michael Stuhlbarg, he's really great. A lot of supporting roles. There's a lot of interesting performances and people that show up in the film that are like, oh, that guy's in it. Oh, that girl's in it. Really good small performances by certain actors. This is mostly Jessica Chastain's movie, and she is solid. And the way this movie ends, solid. Just really fucking solid and stuff. And yeah, did she deserve prison time? Probably, but still. That's all I'm going to spoil. But yeah, this is a really great film. Really well written film. The dialogue is really great. Jessica Chastain is borderline unlikable in this film, but I understand her motivation throughout the entire film. Like, a lot of times I'm like, my god, she's a bitch. But then at times I'm like, I understand why she's doing that. But yeah, she's fantastic in this film, and she's so good. She's one of the main reasons why you should see this film. Just so amazing. And the film itself is really good. It's very underrated. Check it out. Coming number 6 is Take Shelter. Yes, Take Shelter is written and directed by Jeff Nichols, who did Mud and Loving, great films. Again, this is mostly Michael Shannon's film because he is the lead person in this film, but she plays the wife of Michael Shannon in this film, and she is so good in this film. She really holds her game with Michael Shannon, but I think she's a better actor than Michael Shannon is, but Michael Shannon's still good in this film. The story of this movie is about a guy, basically he's having these dreams, but he thinks they're visions from like God and stuff, that the apocalypse is almost about to happen and stuff. He's having these weird, bizarre visions and stuff, and basically he builds this shelter because he wants to protect his family from what's about to come, but his family basically thinks he is insane. He's going nuts. He's going mentally psychotic and stuff, and throughout the whole film you don't know, is he going crazy or is he legit having visions? And I will not dare spoil how the movie ends, but it's really great. Very intense last 20 minutes. Really intense stuff. Really great dramatic story. I love the two performances. Michael Shannon and Jessica Chastain are both really great in this film. Really well directed, very well constructed. There's some weird, bizarre imagery in this film, but it just works perfectly. And yeah, really great film. Coming number 5 is another very underrated film. A lot of people hated this film. I absolutely loved it. It's directed by Guillermo del Toro. It's a great gothic romance. It has Crimson Peak. Crimson Peak, Jessica Chastain, I think, steals this film. She is so just psychotic in this film. And yeah, this has Mia Wasikowska, Tom Hiddleston, Jessica Chastain, Charlie Hunnam, Jim Beaver. And it's written and directed by Guillermo del Toro and stuff, and a lot of people hated this film, a lot of people panned this film. The critics were pretty good on it, but a lot of people just did not like it. People went to this movie expecting a horror film, but it was a gothic romance, and in a gothic romance is horror elements, but it's not a straight horror film. People wanted a haunted story or a ghost story, or just a flat horror film about two psychotic brother and sisters and stuff, and that doesn't happen until the third act. But this movie is still beautiful. The production's fantastic. The cinematography, the art direction, the costumes look amazing. Even the ghosts are creepy as shit and stuff. But the movie is not about the ghosts. The ghosts are a metaphor about life and death and stuff, and about the characters. They're just a metaphor. They are not the central focus of the story. The story is about the two lead characters, Tom Hiddleston and Mia Wasikowska. they have this romance, but then you find out why Tom Hiddleston's marrying her, but he actually legit has a romantic chemistry with Mia Wasikowska. But then his sister Jessica Chastain is psychotic and she just wants to kill her and take her money. Jessica Chastain, would you like some tea? She is insane in this film. She's fantastic. Tom Hiddleston's good, even Mia Wasikowska's good. And yeah, I thought this was a really great film. I loved this movie. Some people just like, why do you love this film so much? I love Guillermo del Toro. I thought he directed it so well. It was bloody and gruesome in the third act, but it was also a very delightful romantic story in the first two acts. Everything about this film I loved. I thought it was beautifully shot, beautifully made, wonderfully acted, wonderfully directed. And yeah, I like this film. It's not a popular opinion, but I don't care. I like Crimson Peak. Coming number 4 is another very overlooked film, a film no one talks about, which is a shame because it's so good, and that is A Most Violent Year. A Most Violent Year stars Jessica Chastain and Oscar Isaac, and this is so good. Please, people, I get this, and like Miss Sloane, I will not spoil anything about this film. See it. It is so good. It's very slow paced, but that's what makes it so intense and so realistic. Oscar Isaac is amazing in this film. Jessica Chastain should have been nominated for supporting actress. I don't know why she didn't get nominated. I know she got the Golden Globe nomination, but she didn't get an Oscar nomination for some bizarre reason. She is amazing. And the twist I did not see coming at the end of this film. So good. It is a very deep and very smart, very clever, dramatic story. Check it out. I won't spoil anything. Just check it out. Take my word of it. It's amazing. Coming number 3 is The Martian. The Martian is not her film. I love this. I freaking love The Martian. I love how Ridley Scott directed how Ridley Scott directed this film. I love Drew Goddard's screenplay. I love Matt Damon as Watney. He is amazing in this film. Definitely, this is Matt Damon's film. This is Ridley Scott's film. This is Drew Goddard's film. Jessica Chastain is a straight supporting role with a lot of supporting roles. There's a lot of actors in this film. Kate Mara, Sebastian Stan, Michael Pena, Jeff Daniels, Showtime Ejiofor, Kristen Wiig. So many people are in this film. But Jessica Chastain is so good. She plays the captain and stuff. She's the one that left Mark Watney behind and stuff. And then she finds out that he's still alive, and she takes her crew back to go rescue Mark Watney. But the central focus is Mark Watney on Mars trying to survive. Mars will come to fear my botany powers. It's such a good film. I love it. It's a great survival story with a lot of great comedy, a lot of great dramatic scenes. Matt Damon's amazing. Everyone's amazing. Jessica Chastain is amazing. She's just in a great ensemble and this huge cast in this film. It's just a great film. That's why I put it on this top 10 list and so low, because I love this movie so much. Even though she's not like the central focus, Jessica Chastain, she's still really great, and this film itself is just amazing, and I love it. Coming number 2 is Molly's Game. Molly's Game just came out, and yes, The Martian is a better film, but this is a Jessica Chastain film, and she's amazing. If she gets nominated for Molly's Game, I'd be impressed, actually. I actually think she should be nominated. She was so good in this movie as Molly. This girl was an Olympic skier who makes her own underground poker games and stuff, and she gets involved with these big famous actors and Russian mobs and stuff, and yeah, great film. Jessica Chastain's amazing. Idris Elba's amazing. Michael Cera, Kevin Costner. Everyone's fantastic in this film. It's just a really great, smart film. Aaron Sorkin's writing and direction was so good. What a great directorial debut, and yeah, absolutely love this film. I have a review of it. Check my review out. It's in theaters right now. See this film. It's amazing. And my number 1 favorite Jessica Chastain movie is Zero Dark 30. Hands down, Zero Dark 30. This is probably my favorite Catherine Bigelow film. Amazing. Mark Bull's direction. Mark Bull's writing is amazing. Jessica Chastain as Codename Maya. Amazing. This is the best performance Jessica Chastain has ever given in any film. She should have won the Oscar. I'm so glad Jennifer Lawrence won for Silver Linings Playbook. She's so good in that film. I was rooting for Jessica Chastain. Chastain is absolutely amazing as Codename Maya. She is so freaking good. Just, you could see how just in this mission she is. She is obsessed of catching Bin Laden. She's so obsessed, it's almost like destroying her mind and stuff, because she just wants to track down and destroy Bin Laden and stuff because all the bad he did and stuff, and She is amazing in this film. James Gandolfini is great. Jason Clarke is great. A lot of great performances. Catherine Bigelow's direction is amazing. Even the small performances by Joel Edgerton and Chris Pratt are really great. The raid scene in the third act is so freaking good. I love everything about this movie. I love it to death. It's the best Catherine Bigelow film, and it's the best Jessica Chastain film. It's amazing. It's 0 Dark 30. Amazing. So yeah, that's my top 10 personal favorite Jessica Chastain movies, in my opinion. So in the comment section below, please tell me, did you agree with this top 10 list? If not, give me your top 10 favorite Jessica Chastain movies in your opinion. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and join the dark side.